First up then, Josh, the Telegraph.
The big one is ministers threaten to quit over Rwanda flights law. But which ministers? Which side are we talking about here? We're talking about the lefty ministers.
Yeah.
Essentially, if Sunak goes and says, hey, EIHR, blah, blah, whoever you are, we're not going to listen to you anymore, then there are about 10, including some frontbenchers, who are going to step up and be like, nah, mate, nah.
He did say he wouldn't let any foreign court overrule this government when no foreign courts were actually overruling this government. So he's talking tough even when he's not in the fight.
What do you mean? What's the ECHR then?
No, but it was the UK. It was the UK government that overruled.
Yeah, the Supreme Court. But also the ECHR has also, stepped in and be like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't do what you want in your own country to secure your borders. Like somebody. I wonder if all these people who work for the ECHR and work for the Supreme Court, I wonder if they leave their doors open at night.
Yeah, but Supreme Court though is our institution. It's our country.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're not wrong as well, but it was the ECHR, whatever it stands for. I know there's two things it stands for. But there's also pressure from the right. I think what Sunak should do, they're looking at it the wrong way. They need to disincentivise all the sort of the people in the UK who are like, oh my God, we need open borders. Because they say that knowing that all they get from it, they're not going to get any of the negative effects. They're just going to get the sort of cheaper nannies, the cheaper loft conversions and stuff like that. All the Guardian readers are going to get
TV, news pundits,
the good things. Whereas, like if we get shipping containers full of illegal migrants and convert them into housing and put them slap bang in the middle of Islington and all these places where the Guardian readers live.
Well, that's what they did in America, wasn't it? They sent up all the people from down south.
And it's totally working. It's totally working. All these places that were like, oh yeah, we're sanctuary cities. I mean, we never get anybody because we're miles away from the border, but we're sanctuary cities.
You know what?
They're now getting loads of people and it's costing them loads of money and they're really unhappy about it.
I wonder if actually the paradigm shift about immigration, or certainly illegal immigration, to this country. I think that it's becoming a bigger issue on the left as well. And I think the difference is about how it's dealt with. And I think maybe the left, the difference is that they don't want to chuck the baby out with the bathwater, which, and by baby, I mean our rights in this country. Which could be used against us.
Well, I think as long as, if you're British, as long as you don't renounce your citizenship and then try to enter the country illegally, you should be fine under
I know, but there are other human rights that we get from the EHRC as well.
It's the slippery slope argument of, well, if you can get rid of people's human rights for this, then it's only a little bit different for this and then that, and the next thing you know, they can veto our human rights for protesting.
But Britain is pretty unique amongst European countries in rigidly sticking to ECHR, whatever diktats are passed down to it. Italy, I think, only sticks to about half of them. So
Leo wants to be Italy.
And that was before Giorgia Meloni.
Leo wants to be Italy. But you know, actually, what the story is also saying is that's actually what they're thinking about doing. Is essentially they're going to sort of pass legislation that says we're going to do it anyway, but if the EHR rules against us, then we're going to do it anyway, so whatever.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it works. There's two other stories here. One is Johnson today or tomorrow, whichever day you're listening or watching the show.
I think yesterday would be
Yesterday, Thursday, whatever it is, Wednesday, Thursday.
He said it tomorrow.
Johnson's finally appearing before the COVID inquiry, and he's doing some brilliant sort of muckraking or muddying the water before. He's like, you know what, guys? We should talk about whether it was a man-made virus or not. And we should talk about the effects of lockdown. Let's not look at what I did. Yeah. That's essentially what he's doing. And there's also a thing here about Labour may put vapes on prescription only, which seems somewhat ridiculous because they've already passed this in Australia. This law, you have to get a doctor's note or something to get a vape, which is ridiculous. I'm addicted. You also need it for crack. But the whole point about vapes, I think, isn't they're meant to be not healthy, but healthier than cigarettes. So even though this article goes on about how many under 18s are actually smoking, the point is how many of them are not smoking cigarettes. Surely that's better, right?
But I think because vapes are they're little and they've got lights on them and, they look like a Fisher-Price toy.
Well.
And they taste like watermelon and bubble gum. They're really aimed at kids, a lot of them. Where it just, a B&H Super King just doesn't have that sort of, even though we did it when we were kids, it just, you were doing it through gritted teeth.
Yeah, it's like Alco-Pops made drinking easy. Yeah. In my day, you had to struggle through a pint of bitter that no one wanted.
Pint of bitter, a quart of vodka.
Is that we have different backgrounds, don't we?